So here we are looking at the list that we're creating of restaurants that people like. And this is John Birdsong's pick, and he's talking about Roberta's. And here's John to tell us about Roberta's.
So, just there's this list of some of my favorite restaurants in New York, and Roberta's I think would be best explained as, it's a pizza restaurant. Their menu changes all the time. You get these personal pizzas, they're wood-fired, but they have a lot of other stuff there where they have like heritage pork, where, farm, local, humane, all that stuff. And it's the only place I've been to where they ask you how you want your pork chop cooked. So you can get it rare if you want it, and I think I got mine medium rare, and it was like as good as any filet I've had anywhere. In the summer they grow all of their own, probably salad, but I know they grow all their own. They have a rooftop garden where they grow everything. That place is phenomenal. It's in the middle of nowhere in Bushwick, where you'll be walking down this long factory shipping routes kind of through the neighborhood, and it's across the street from the Boar's Head deli meat factory. And then the next thing on my list is a place called Fetzau, which is a barbecue restaurant in Brooklyn. And I know it's one of John Knowles' favorite places to go. I think I took him there first. And that's it's a converted garage, and the line there will be so long that it'll wrap around the block, and you wait in line, and then when you get up to the counter, they have a big deli counter, and you tell them how much per pound you want of, whether it's like burnt end baked beans or ribs, beef ribs, pork ribs, cornbread, homemade coleslaw and homemade pickles, and it's all heritage raised, so it's just insanely good. And the line is livened up a little bit by you can order beer by the gallon while you're waiting, so people drink in line when they're waiting into the restaurant. That place is awesome. Next place on the list is Los Tortilleria de Hermanos, if I know I'm not saying it right. And that's a tortilla factory.
Well, I explained it as Las Tortillas de los Hermanos, but it's the Tortilleria de los Hermanos. It's Bushwick. It's a tortilla factory, and you sit on the factory floor.
Yeah, so there's these little, Mexican ladies that make your tacos. You walk in, you write your order on a piece of paper, you drop it off, it's BYOB, you can, the place is just a small little restaurant, and then the factory is behind glass, and you can walk through and sit at a table and eat your tacos or araches or quesadillas or nachos, whatever you're eating, while you're sitting there at a table watching this conveyor belt of tacos of tortillas coming off the line, and that place is amazing. Next place, I think it's
Momofuku.
Second. Yeah, that's the two kind of most famous places on this list. I think are probably Momofuku and Roberta's, but Momofuku is like David Chang's restaurant on Lower East Side, and he's got his own little mini empire now of Momofuku. There's like Momofuku Milk Bar, Momofuku Sam Bar, I think, the original Momofuku, and it's basically ramen, started with ramen. And so the guy is an American chef who went to, and he's an Asian American and studied, ramen in Japan. And they do all kinds of weird stuff where they have something called cereal milk, which is their dessert, and I think they steep the milk in cereal and then strain the cereal out. And so it's like, if the best part of the cereal when you were 10 years old, when you're slurping up the milk. But the food there is just out of control good, and it's really hard to get into. You can make reservations only if you buy what's called the fried chicken dinner. You have to buy it like 6 weeks or more in advance, and you have to reserve for, I think, 5 people or more. and they serve you just huge plates of fried chicken with butter bib lettuce that you stuff and dip in sauce, and it's just a whole experience. The last on my list is
You still got Deer Bushwick.
oh gosh, okay. Oh man, there's a lot on there. I'll go quicker. Deer Bushwick is I think it's sort of like an English inspired restaurant in Bushwick. It's just a great brunch place. I think my favorite thing there that they have is fried Brussels sprouts, or I think they call them Brussels chips. So they take Brussels, and I think they just kind of break it apart and then fry it, so they're kind of like chips, which is excellent. Phon Sai, the next place is a new Vietnamese restaurant in Bushwick, and I think the best thing
Bushwick, it's
yeah,
Bishwick.
Bushwick, yeah.
Let's fix that
Bushwick.
as we speak.
And I think
Just Bushwick, right? Okay, Vietnamese.
my favorite thing that I've had there so far is the catfish clay pot, which is I think catfish. If you like catfish, you love catfish. You don't like it, it requires a certain taste, I think, but slow cooked in a clay pot with whatever is in there. It's just awesome. Barracu, simple, really good in Williamsburg. Steak frite, mussels, all the things you kind of associate with French cuisine, except they also have I think they have daily handmade pasta specials. And then the last on the list, which is one of my favorites on this list, is because it's within walking distance of the Roger Smith, is a place called Hitachan, and it's extremely popular lunch place, which does ramen. I think it's rated by Zagat as the second best or whatever. Second best isn't bad. Ramen restaurant in New York City, and it's between 51st. It's on 51st between 2nd and 1st, I believe. Another place that looks like a hole in the wall, but it's on the 2nd floor, and the line will go down the stairs, so people will stand on the steps in line, and it goes around the corner, and you have to wait there, and you get up, and you have your choice between tonkatsu, which is I think that's the rich broth, or New York style. There's a whole bunch of different styles of ramen broth, whether you want it spicy or not spicy, or greasy or not, how firm you want the noodles cooked, what you want in it, pork, chicken, beef. And it's an experience. Apparently it's an art. It takes, I think 12 hours or more to simmer, pork bones in liquid and, aromatics to get this broth. But yeah, those are my suggestions.
Well, that's it from Roger Smith News, RS Learning, and the Roger Smith Hotel at 47th and Lex, and that's John Birdsong, director of what? Everything?
Sure.
Yeah.
Media.
All the tech
Yeah.
stuff,
Yeah.
and obviously a foodie. So
Yeah, obviously.
and we've had some wonderful artist suppers with John. So that's it. Ta-ta.